Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and happy Sunday, November 13th of 2022. As usual, middle November, it's a cold, crisp, beautiful day to be alive here in Utah. If you're in a place in the world where you get all the seasons, you're probably having some cool, crisp weather as well. But wherever you are, I hope that your morning, your day, whenever you're watching this, is spectacular. It's a good day to remind yourself of why you're here, right? So a couple things I was thinking about this week. The main focus I wanted to bring to you today is the idea of finding peace and being part of the peace and the peaceful solution with all the crazy things going on in the world. I think that that's something that we all want as humanity. And for centuries and millennia, it seems like countries, communities, different peoples and tribes throughout the world have started wars with each other over resources and over all kinds of things. And this past week, in fact 2 days ago on the 11th, which was Friday here in the US, it was Veterans Day. And I know this is something that is celebrated around the world on different days, maybe on the same day, maybe it's called something different. But this is just a day to give gratitude for the men and women who served in the military and the armed forces. And then yesterday, the 12th, was my dad's birthday. He would have been 87. And I remember growing up, sometimes his birthday would fall on Veterans Day, and it was always a really, really easy way for me and my siblings to remember my dad's birthday. Besides the fact it's our dad, just the fact that it fell on a Veterans Day. Also, my dad served in the Navy right after the Korean War. He was actually on a submarine, and he was a cook at the end of the Korean War. And I always remember some of the things that he used to do when he would show us how to do dishes. Sometimes he'd get a little bit frustrated if we weren't getting them really clean, and it kind of brought out that piece of him being in the Navy that you could tell he spent a lot of time in the kitchen. Because what he would do is he would, come over and he'd turn on the hot water and he would fill up the sink and he would put the soap in. And if if your hands aren't red by the time you're, done doing dishes, that means the water wasn't hot enough and soapy enough. And we grew up without a dishwasher, which was totally fine because we were all little dishwashers. And to this day, I still do not like using a dishwasher. And my husband's just like, Jane, put stuff in the dishwasher. But at this point, it just seems meditative, and it's just this throwback of being with my dad and his teaching us to do dishes. But the whole thought this week of my dad's birthday yesterday, Veterans Day on Friday, the fact that human beings, I believe, the massive majority want peace. We want peace. And I think that it always starts with ourselves. It starts with our families. It starts with our communities. And I think that if we're proactive on a small local scale, then every person that jumps aboard this train is going to benefit from it. So what I did is I wrote down a few thoughts to kind of tie all this together. Some of these are just kind of random thoughts to help you get through your week, maybe a little bit of shot of something that will inspire you and just motivate you to realize this beautiful gift we have of being alive. We wake up every day, we put our feet on the floor, we're breathing another day, and we are so blessed. And I really hope that you are taking advantage of every single day that you are given, because every day is a gift. So some of the things that I feel like I need to hear today, and I'm going to share with you today, are these. What is meant for you will always feel natural, calm, and clear, not forced, chaotic, or confusing. So if there's something that is meant for you, no matter how bad you want it, if it doesn't feel calm and clear and just it doesn't feel right, and it feels chaotic and confusing, and you have to push, you have to force something, I'm not talking about working hard for something. I'm talking about if you have to force something, if it feels chaotic and confusing, that means it's not meant for you. And you can learn that in the beginning, or you can push your way through to try to make something happen that's not supposed to happen, and you can learn it at the end. And either way is actually okay, because that might be a lesson that you need to learn. But if you can learn this quicker, because we're going to continue to get these throughout our lives, we always get these things that are meant for us. And we know because it feels right. We feel calm and we feel clear. So that is the very first thought. You don't have to force the things that are right. So here's the thing that goes right along with that. Focus on what you can control and release what you can't. And that says everything. It's also amazing how much you can change your situation and make your life so much better, even in a few short months. So keep going. Don't lose your focus. Don't lose hope. We are these beautiful, resilient human beings, and it goes with everything. Your finances, your health, your relationships. If you were to put in the kind of time and the dedication that if you really wanted to change your life on any of these things, and you put in the time and you were determined, you would be amazed at how different your life could be in 6 months. Not only that, you could even do it in 6 weeks. We have 6 weeks to the end of this year. What could you accomplish in 6 weeks? Think about that. We are these amazing humans, and most of the time we're in our own way, right? Now this little sentence I love. Don't lose your curiosity, your hope, your smile, your individuality, your nerve, or yourself. Be brave. Take a risk. Be spontaneous. Smile at the person in the grocery store. Open your mouth and be friendly. Be an engaged human being as you walk through your days. Slide into your last day with 0 regrets. So never lose your smile. Never lose yourself. Always have hope. So, that one is very cool. If you are constantly waiting for the right time, you will be waiting forever. Allow yourself to start. So start. What are you waiting for? I don't even know what that might mean for you. I think this is something, I used to actually be kind of a procrastinator. And it's amazing what happens when you get older, right? You start to realize, okay, I'm past a point where, my life's probably half over, more than half over. What am I waiting for? If you've got something you want to do, start it. One of my sisters, a sister who's the oldest in our family, she's a year older than me, just started taking piano lessons. She's always wanted to do piano lessons. She just recently retired a few months ago, and she's starting piano lessons. You don't have to do it when you're 5 years old, 6 years old, in junior high, or when you're first, a young person. If there's something that you want to do, start. Do it now. Start now. There's no better time. Okay, so this one is powerful. Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body does not know the difference. Words are energy, and they cast spells. That's why they call it spelling. A little bit of a play on words there. Change the way you speak about yourself and change your life. And that is actually all the thoughts that I wrote down, as far as things that I wrote down. But I think that last piece is really, really important. I think that we have this, as modern humans, we can be a little bit self-depreciating, where, we'll say something negative about ourselves, like how we look or how we're dressed, or maybe you don't have your makeup on, or maybe your house is messy when someone comes over, or, we tend to get in these loops of talking negatively about ourselves. And even in a joking manner, your body literally does not know the difference. And it's going to absorb and think that is true and real. And the reason I say this is because I've personally experienced this for many, many years now. And it's a habit. You almost have to, well, you don't almost have to practice. You have to practice. You have to catch yourself when you say something negative about yourself, if you find yourself in a little bit of a loop. So I think maybe to tie all this together, which maybe was kind of random thoughts by me on this Sunday morning, is be the change that you want to see in the world, and realize the gifts that you have by simply having another day. I listened to a beautiful near-death experience. It's a guy who's actually been around for a while. He wrote a book. I can't remember the name of his book. He's here in Utah. His name is Jeffrey Olson. And he just did an accounting of his near-death experience on a beautiful channel that I follow. And I'll put a link to it below. I actually listened to that this morning. And it's just this beautiful accounting of a horrific accident that took his young wife and a baby, and he was left with one child, and what happened, and how he's, like I said, he's since written books about it, and some of you might have even heard of his books. I'll try to find the name of the book and put a link, but I'll definitely put a link to this little video of him talking about it. And to me, there's this beautiful realization that we are just pure love. We are an expression of God. We are part of God. And we forget that because of the denseness of this planet and the energies and the emotions and all of the things that we're here to learn and grow from. And I think that if we can remember that everything that our soul absorbs and grows, the wisdom and the forgiveness and all of these things that we become better and better in, these are the things that we take with us. You can't take your fancy car with you. You can't take $1 million with you. Can you do a lot of good with $1 million? Yes. Could you have a lot of fun driving around in a fancy car? Yes. And I say if you love those things, go for it. Do it. But what you take with you are all of the things that you learn. The unconditional love you have for yourself, for your families, for your fellow human beings, the peace that you're able to find every single day that you wake up and you walk through your day and you walk through your life. Every single person you come in contact with. And I would say when you start to practice these things, you can literally watch the energy around you change. When you get out of your car to go into a grocery store, take a deep breath. Put a smile on your face. Think of something that you're grateful for. Put your shoulders back, head up, walk into the grocery store, and be friendly. Say hi to people. Chat with the cashier. Don't just hunker down on your phone or hunker into yourself. And maybe you're in a bad mood. This will lift up your mood. Some of these things I would really suggest you try, especially if you're a bit of an introvert. I am the opposite of that. I love people. I'll talk to anybody. I'll smile to anybody. Some of this comes because my parents were both that way. And that was just the example that they set out for us. And all of my siblings and myself, we are all like, there are no strangers in this world. And it's really kind of a fun way to walk through this world, find your tribe. And I think when we start to do this, we start to realize that people are a lot more like us than we maybe are led to believe. And honestly, it doesn't matter if someone voted a different way than you do, or if someone wears different clothes than you do, or, we need to have love and compassion and embrace our changes, because in the end, I know for a fact that we all want the same thing. We all want peace, we want love, we want safety, we want security, and we want to find purpose and happiness. So remember that happiness is right here. Happiness is here today. It's not at the end of retirement. It's not, or at the end of a job in retirement. It's not when your kids grow up. It's not when you get more money. Right now is happiness and peace if you let it be that way. So I challenge you to find peace in every single moment of your day. Give yourself that calmness and clarity and push it out to the world. Push it out into the people around you, and it will be felt. That energy will be felt, and it will be appreciated beyond control or beyond imagination. So I hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday and a beautiful week ahead. I know we've got Thanksgiving coming up, and it's a beautiful time to really love and appreciate the people in your family. Maybe you have an adopted family as far as your friendship base is your family. It doesn't matter what your family looks like. Your family is the people that you spend the time with. And I say push out unconditional love to everyone. So find some peace. Go after your dreams. Remember, you can change your life so quickly. And one last thought, remember to talk kindly about yourself. You need to love this beautiful soul that is right in there. So I love you guys. Next month, it'll be a whole year that I've been doing my Sunday message of love. So I thank you for all of you guys who have been tuning in. It's been like a fun little thing to do. And it's helped me reflect on all of the blessings that I have in my life and just simply be grateful for what I have. And all of the things that I know we each have these gifts. So anyway, I hope your day is brilliant. Thanks again for tuning in. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. As always, I always do. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, and I will see you guys next time.